So there are two emails that I would like to read today because the topic is connected to these two emails. Satvika from Udaipur has written, "Ma'am, I feel ignored and not appreciated for my hard work at my workplace. I've been improving myself and also been sincere in my duties, but some people are partial, some don't deserve. How to deal with such situations? Do a video, please. Thank you." Another person is from Karnataka, Jagdish. "I'm a software engineer. I get hurt when people think in a negative way, even when I try to help. I want to improve my speaking skills, but before that, this problem has been discouraging me a lot. Do people hurt without a reason? And especially in family, some people don't understand. Please help. If you would do that, I would appreciate it. Thank you." Okay, so Satvika and Jagdish, thank you for writing to me. A lot of people have been writing to me. I'm just conveying what people have been communicating to me. And I thought of taking up this problem or this kind of phase that everybody undergoes. It's a common universal problem. So before that, welcome to another video on my channel. This is Rini Rose Matthew. I'm a language trainer and also I impart communication skills sessions. I'm a CELTA certified tutor. Now, this is a solution that I want to give when it comes to ignorance, pretension, and all these problems. First of all, let me tell you something. This is a universal problem. You cannot avoid it. Of course, the way you react to it and the way you respond to it is definitely in your hands. You have to react at some times and you have to respond also depending on the situation and circumstances. I know people say don't react. I will be doing a video on reacting and responding, but that's going to be a different segment altogether, a different episode. So the first step that you have to take is when you're faced with all these problems, see, sometimes in your workplace or even in your family, people may just pretend and ignore you. What can you do about that? So do you really have some sort of control over what people think about you? You really don't. None of us have. Of course, you can analyze from the way they respond to situations and circumstances, but we definitely cannot control what other people think and do regarding what you're doing or what you're thinking. So when you know that the problem is not on your side, so I'll be giving you different steps. The first point is reason. Reason out. Reason out. Where is the problem? Is it from my side? Is it something that I did? So if you hurt someone, or if it's from your side, or even at your workplace, if you feel that you haven't put your full effort, then you have to put in the effort and you have to make the difference. But as Satvika, Jagdish and some of the others also did not want to disclose their name, wrote to me saying that I have done everything. Some of them come for counseling sessions also saying that I have done everything. But when it's my turn to get the promotion, according to the seniority level, some offices and companies and organizations follow that. There is some sort of partiality or whatever you want to call is always shown at the workplace. In family also, there are certain things that's going on. Everybody, of course, we all are human beings. Reason out where the problem is. If it's on your side, you have to definitely work on it. And if you have to say a sorry, you have to do that. Or if it's something that you have to do with your action and deeds, you have to take you have to find the solution and then, of course, find the remedy for that. What is the next R? Recycle. When it comes to workplaces also, you will have bad experiences. In families also, you will have bad experiences. People will not be good to you always. There will be people who will be angry with you for no reason. That is world. Even if you are 80% good, even if we all are imperfect, we are not perfect, that's there. But still, when you do something with kindness, don't expect the other person also to reciprocate in the same way. Recycling the bad experience is a very good way of tackling with such situations. Okay, see, sometimes people may not appreciate your work, and that definitely hurts. When you do things with sincerity and when you do things out of love and concern, even for your family members, usually this happens when people don't cross-check. When people assume from the air, when people presume, and then they have a kind of impression. You would have seen people forming impression and then they get stuck to that impression. They are so rigid. Of course, we all know that first impression is the best impression, but it's not everything. Okay, when you see that a person is behaving in a manner that is not pleasing to you, you may have to cross-check sometimes and understand the situation instead of forming judgmental opinions or instead of having the feedback in your mind. Check if this has happened or this has been happening for several times, or what is the reason behind it. Try to talk about it instead of forming opinions and then staying away from the person for a very long time. So recycling the bad experience is, suppose it's your workplace, if you're not appreciated, if you're not encouraged for all the hard work that you do, take all the positive things from there and then go to the next level. It's your choice to continue in the company, organization, or wherever you are. But you can always step to the next level if your path doesn't have any obstacles. If it's only the problem with appreciation and encouragement, take all the good things, good points. Every organization or every place will have some good points, some positivity will be there. Take all those things, recycle all the bad experience, and then create a beautiful atmosphere within yourself. But otherwise, if you're not growing, if you feel that individually and personally and professionally, if you're not growing, you have to definitely leave that place. There's no other option. Otherwise, you will end up being frustrated. So one thing is, try to recycle. First is reason out. After that, recycle all the negative, bad experiences, worst experiences, even if it's your family members, and then create a new atmosphere. Create something that will definitely improve you as an individual. Then comes the professional and personal life. The next point is reuse. Okay, of course, you have recycle, reuse, and reduce. Reuse is some of the experiences that you have, it could be bad or good, can be recycled and reused again. Okay, it's not that when you're treated badly, you treat others with the same graph or in the same manner. No, it's not like that. When you're treated in a bad way, you shouldn't be passing it on to the next person. I don't agree to all such things. You can always take the good experiences and the bad experiences and reuse it in some other way. See, I will tell you something. When I was working with an organization just before this, it was a school. I saw the way people were treated when it came to caste, creed, and even sometimes color. People were differentiated. I have seen that in school, the school where I worked, when it came to certain beliefs or certain discipline which they claimed to be part of tradition. It was actually not part of tradition. It was just their discipline. And when it comes to a school, children and teachers should be taught, the staff should be taught to tolerate each other, because that's where we learn. It's education. That's not the place where you have to differentiate or draw the boundaries. Of course, you should teach the children to have limitations. You should teach them a lot of things, the values, but I would say that in a very indirect and implicit manner, or you can say in a very subtle way, there were a lot of things conveyed just because of caste, creed, and color, which is not healthy, especially when it comes to a school. If it's a company, okay, maybe people can understand and they will stay away from it. But when it's a school, it's not good. I've seen that. Okay, so in such places or in such situations, you cannot stay away, in the sense you cannot evade it very easily. It may hurt you. It may get stuck to your mind for a very long time. So when it comes to the family also, it's always good to reuse certain good and bad experiences, put it together. Recycling is you put everything that is scrap or that's waste and make sure that you use it again in a different form. That's more about recycling. Here also you're using it again. You're using certain parts of your experience in such a way that it will help you to grow as an individual, as a person, and also as a professional. The last is reduce. You have to reduce contact with people who are very toxic. Forget about toxicity. People who are very negative, people who are impediments or obstacles. Definitely you will know who is playing behind in your words. Okay, when you're working with a group, you will know the people behind all these things. Sometimes it could be from the management, it could be from the senior groups, it could also be from the same set of people that you're dealing with, your own colleagues. You have to definitely find that out. Now, finding out doesn't mean you have to take revenge and then always be angry with people, because every time it's a teamwork that makes things happen. Only if you work together, things will propel, it'll keep propelling in the right direction. Otherwise, you will not be able to sail in the right direction. So when you know that there is somebody who's pulling behind, I think you need to know how to tackle the person. Okay, spot the person. Instead of isolating the person, you should have different ways of reducing the contact, being very open with the person, sharing your opinions, because you don't know what people speak behind. And always remember one more thing: some people reconcile. I have had that experience. They may not talk to you for a very long time just because of the impression or the misunderstanding that they have in their mind, misunderstandings that they formed in their mind. Sometimes they will take time and they'll come back, they'll speak to you and find out what really happened, and then you'll become more stronger in the friendship, in the relationship, or at your workplace, the professional relationship that you share. Okay, then you understand, oh, this was a misunderstanding that the person had. When you talk over it, you understand the misunderstanding, or you will be able to get over it, you'll be able to tackle it together, not as one person. So what I'm trying to tell is, you're not going to put the blame on one person, but why there was a gap. Okay, why the gap was there for a long time. But there are some hopeless and worthless people who just want to cut off the relationship, who just want to be away from you because of some inferiority complex or something that they always have in their mind, where they are waiting for a chance to pounce on you. Okay, they will find all the reasons to keep they will find all the reasons to reduce contact and then cut off. I think you don't have to be even behind such people. They're not worth it. They're not worth your time and energy. See, when a relationship doesn't develop, when there is a kind of misunderstanding, it's the problem from both the sides. And the best thing is to talk over it. So first you reason out, and then of course recycle the negativity, the ambience, okay, and then reuse, as I told you, some of the good and bad experiences, put it together so you have a better vibe. It may not be positive vibes all the time, which is too artificial, but a better vibe. And then after that comes reducing the contact. And if you have to cut off the contact, you have to do it. Why do you want to waste your energy for people who don't value your work, who just doesn't take even seconds to understand the effort that you're putting in? So when you don't know what's happening in another person's life for almost 6 months or 1 year, how can you form conclusions from just one situation or one circumstance or just one story that somebody else has told you? So it's always a direct contact that you have. And today, it's very easy to keep in touch with people. You have all the different things, different facilities, even if it's not social media. I mean, you all are connected to the internet, you're connected to the web, you have different ways of keeping in touch with your friends and family members. But some relationships, some friendships, some people are very important. If they also have the mindset to talk over, like some of you have written to me that I lost this friend, I lost this work, or I lost all these things because there was a misunderstanding. So if they are also willing to speak to you, if they also have time to speak to you and understand certain things, just like how you want to maintain the relationship, it's all about sustaining and maintaining and retaining. All these three things are different, where your bonds grow stronger through fights and quarrels and love and concern. If they also have the mindset, then I think things are going to work in a better way. So don't judge people just like that. When it comes to workplace also, there are a lot of people who judge. And also one more thing that I want to tell you is, people make mistakes. Even old people make mistakes, just like the young ones. I've seen that. I've seen that at my workplace also. Some of them are very, very rigid. Even if you have so much of experience, your life is prone to make mistakes because the world is changing every second and every day. So how can you claim that we are not going to make mistakes? You may have some solid experience, but that doesn't mean you cannot go wrong. Okay? And also be very careful with your identity, your culture, your tradition, your discipline. Do not sell such things. What I'm trying to tell you is, do not take that for granted, because they are so valuable. It's priceless. Okay, just because somebody comes and tells you this is better and that is better, you have to reason out. If you want to change, you can always change in life. It's your personal choice. But you don't have to change, and you don't have to do things just because a majority is saying. Sometimes majority plans and majority strategies may not work for you. So I thought of using these 3 words, okay, along with reasoning out, because that will help you in the better reciprocation. Not only with other people, but when you are in a very good vibe, when you vibe well with yourself, you'll be able to communicate better with others. Okay? When you stay away from people who are not worth your time, it doesn't mean that you prefer to be alone or that you just want to be aloof. Nothing like that. Cutting off is a very good way of establishing better and the best relationships. So recently also, like when we relatives and everybody met for Christmas, sometimes we meet rarely. Okay, we may meet just once in a year or once in 6 months, but we always share the same love and bond. So they need not call you all the time, and who are just not judgmental about you. Try to stay connected with such people. Why do you want to run behind others? Okay, of course, the world is so big. You don't have to always convince others. Stay healthy. So this episode is part of mental health. Your mental health is also very important, and this channel focuses on mental health, language learning and communication. And thank you so much for staying with me. Bye-bye.